So, should we do it?
Yeah, you can do it. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I guess I'm going to think as I go.
Hi guys. So I'm doing different demographics, as you guys know. So right here we have a young man, probably in his 20s, right? 20s,
About that.
and a young lady. So they have agreed to let me know what the trial, what they think about it. So based on, sorry, I need to make sure this is facing
it's
y'all.
on me.
Okay. So based on how the trial went, what do you think it was fair? What he was charged with?
I think some of the charges they kind of not exaggerated, but I feel like they shouldn't have. I think that's kind of why it seemed like it was a joke and that they were like over prosecuting him. So I definitely feel like the charges should have been right, because I'm sure that might, if he gets released, I believe his thing is back to November. If he gets released in November, it could be because October. Okay, it could be because of the charges, but they don't really have nothing to stick, so they should have stuck to the charges that they had the most evidence in to stick him for, to keep him for something, to be held liable for something.
Right, but as we all know, Cassie accepted the $10 million, and she agreed to drop the charges. So they had to get him for something else, which doesn't even make any sense. But you know.
Yeah, because what else could? Yeah, I don't know what else they could really. Who would be the star witnesses to charge him for the other things that he has been charged with?
Right.
So that's a little. We gonna have to wait and see, because I don't know what's gonna stick for him to actually. Because he's been in jail, but for him to get more time, I don't know how they're going to do that.
Right.
Honestly.
Okay. Do you think it's a little suspect, like how they did him, or you think they didn't charge him right?
I think. I'm not saying he didn't do nothing, because Diddy has been a little suspect for years. But I'm saying, again, the charges they charged him with didn't align with the evidence. So then it's kind of tricky to prosecute him for these things when you don't really have the evidence of that. Your main star witnesses took the money, took the... So, yeah, it's a little tricky on that end to actually, give him time for the things that he's on trial for at this moment.
Right. Okay. What do you think?
Honestly, I don't really have too much thoughts upon the case. I do think them bringing into evidence all of those cases of baby oil kind of made the whole case a joke, and that's why the case started getting more along the lines of satire rather than serious. And that's just my closing arguments. I think that they should have tried him for what he seriously did, rather than trying to find arbitrary things to put on his name.
Right. Okay. So you guys are both saying the same thing. Would you say that based on the age gap that you paid more attention to the trial? Because I interviewed some younger kids and they didn't. They just went by what was shown to them on TV.
What do you mean age gap with him and Cassie?
Like high school. No, I mean like you guys being in your 20s.
I think because I grew up listening to Diddy. I know who Cassie is. So yeah, I know this is like people that I know and you hear about. So that's probably why.
Yeah, I think Diddy is more relative to our age group.
Yeah,
right.
Kids don't know him.
Yeah, the younger students, the younger kids, younger people in general, they kind of look at him as above their head all the time. They don't know about him.
Right. Okay. So one more question is with the Mann Act, what he was charged with. Would you say that if you knew what it was really about, that you would support? Like, okay, let me ask off the bat. Do you think it was fair what he was actually charged with? The Mann Act being prostitution across state lines, transporting prostitutes across state lines.
Across state lines. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, 'cause I'm trying to.
It's a tough one, honestly, because speaking vocally, I feel like those were grown individuals who did what they did based on the high level of financial, resources that Diddy had. I don't think that this case would have been spun the same way had Diddy not have the same financial resources. I think those was adults moving off of their own free will, and that's why me being an adult, I cannot judge this case. I think Diddy may have had some fault in the situation, but I also feel like the people on the opposite side of it were willing participants. I don't think that they was forced.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that they were persuaded financially.
But did you also know that the Mann Act actually goes back to 1910? and it was a racist law that was used on black men for being with either white or white women or women of other races. So they basically pinned him with that
Because of the law.
because of yeah. Do you think the law is the problematic the issue because he's appealing it now or he's asking for acquittal?
Yeah, I don't. It shouldn't be based on that because either way, with white, black, brown, if they agree to do these things, there is a thin line between like prostitution and force and things like that. But if it was never a point was like I don't want to do this, and you're still getting paid for your services as requested, and you knew what was happening, I don't think that he should be charged with that. If people willingly were doing these things, even if it was crazy, whatever, if you say yes, you get paid. You basically did your job. So I don't think years later you should come like, oh yeah, it's prostitution, but you were getting paid. That was your job.
Right. So if there was a petition to take this law out or to not have him be charged because due to the nature of the law, do you think that you would be interested in either signing or writing to your government official about it?
Honestly,
Like supporting it basically.
personally, me no, because I feel like we have more realistic issues pressing in the current time, right? I do feel like it's wrong if it's this law, if it's dated from back in those times, they probably do have.
And it will affect other black men.
Yeah,
that's what people don't
understand that.
realize. It's setting a precedence.
It is?
Yeah, because that means that if you get with somebody else that's not
Yeah.
black, they can use that on you, even though you didn't do what you did had nothing to do with.
So it's a
Yeah.
double whammy
Okay.
because it will help him, but it will also help other black men.
So just for the
Right.
record, I say I don't support it because I don't want to put myself on. I don't know much about the case, so I don't want to align with a predator. But
Right.
I'm 100% for something that will be protection against people like myself. I don't want people like myself to be railroaded from a situation that they think is 100% innocent. Now they become a victim of the system.
And just curious, why do you think he's a predator? Why did you say that?
No, I
Is it
said
based on what
predator
was shown
because-
about him?
No, I say predator because the nature of the charges. They say
Okay.
those charges are predatory. So if somebody is convicted and they truly guilty, then they did something predatory. They're a predator.
Okay. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. Have a good day.